This is a presentation on mixed numbers and improper fractions by Mathematically Marcia. Okay, there's two ways to look at this illustration here. Remember, when doing a fraction, the bottom number represents the whole, or the number of parts that make up the whole. In this case, there's a total of 2 parts to make up a whole square. So our denominator is 2. And then we have 3 parts shaded. So yes, we have more than one whole part shaded. So another way to look at this is to see the first box as 2 over 2, or a whole box that's shaded, and then the second box has 1 out of the whole shaded. So the first way we looked at it was an improper fraction, because there was more than one whole box shaded. So there's 3 out of 2. And then the other way to look at it is a mixed number. There's a whole box plus half of another box. So that would be 1 1/2. Okay, let's look at how to change a mixed number back to an improper fraction. So to do that, we take the denominator, which is 3, multiply it by the whole number portion, which is 1, and then add the numerator. And then we keep the same denominator. So 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. And remember, in the illustration, the denominator was the same for both of them because the number of parts that make up the whole was the same. All right, let's do our next example. The denominator is 4 times the whole number part, which is 3, plus the numerator, which is 1. You keep the denominator. So 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13. So that would be 13 over 4. The next example, 8 times 5 is 40, plus 3, which is 43. Again, notice my denominator is not changing. For the next one, 3 times 2 plus 1, which is 7 over 3. And then the next one, we have 10 times 7 plus 9 over 10. So 10 times 7 is 70, plus 9 is 79 over 10. And then for the last one, 6 times 7 plus 5 over 7. That would be 42 plus 5 is 47 over 7. Okay, let's look at how to go the other way. Now we have an improper fraction and we want to go back to a mixed number. So now we're going to divide. Our top number goes on the inside. Always. When you have a fraction, if you're trying to change it to a decimal, or if you're just doing it as a division problem, or if you're trying to take it to a mixed number, top number always goes inside the division. So 5 are going to 36 7 times, and we have a remainder of 1. That remainder becomes our numerator. Again, remember the denominator does not change. So that would be 7 1/5. And for the next one, we have 7 into 24. Again, remember your top number goes inside. 7 times 3 is 24, or it's 21. So we have a remainder of 3, which becomes your numerator. So 3 and 3 over 7. And from the next one, 6 into 36, which is 6. In this case, you could really look at the fraction bar as a division. That is a multi-purpose bar, and 36 divided by 6 is 6. So that one actually became a whole number, not a mixed number. Okay, for the next one, 7 goes into 13 one time. The remainder of 6. So 1 and 6 over 7. Again, notice our denominator is staying the same in each one of these. So 12 goes into 29 2 times. So that would be 2 and 5 over 12. And then 8 goes into 15 one time. Remainder of 7. So 1 and 7 over 8. Okay, sometimes we have mixed numbers or improper fractions that can be reduced. And you can reduce them in either form. So let's take these two mixed numbers, reduce and change to improper fractions. And I'm going to show you both ways, by reducing first or by changing it first. So if we reduce it first, 2 and 4 can both be divided by 2. It should give you 1.5. Then to change that to a mixed number, you'd have 2 times 1 plus 1, which is 3 over 2. Okay, if you decide to change it first, you'd have 4 times 1 plus 2 over 4, which is 6 over 4. Then when you reduce, you would divide each of these by 2, and that would still give you 3 over 2. Either way, if you change it to a mixed number and reduce, it'll be 3 over 2. And it doesn't matter when you reduce, as long as you reduce. Okay, for our second example, 6 and 9 can both be divided by 3. Keep the whole number part. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Then to go to a mixed number, we have 3 times 2 plus 2 over 3, which would be 8 over 3. And I would say reducing first is probably best. Usually is best to always simplify things as soon as you can. It makes things simpler. All right, 9. If we do decide to change it first before reducing, you would have 9 times 2 plus 6, which would be 24 over 9. And then that would need to be reduced. Both of these can be divided by 3. And we'd get 8 over 3. Notice on both of these, it didn't matter when we reduced. We ended up dividing. We had the same common factor. Whether we divided in the beginning or in the end, the common factor was the same. All right, let's practice going the other way. Now we have improper fractions that can be reduced, and we want to go back to mixed numbers. I would still probably do first. Again, it's always best to simplify. Okay, but let's look at it both ways. If we reduce first, 36 and 24 can be divided by 12. So 36 divided by 12 is 3. 24 divided by 12 is 2. So now we have 2 goes into 3 one time. with 1 left over. So that would be 1 1/2. And we saw from the last problem that 3/2 and 1 1/2 were the same. Okay, now let's do it the other way. Let's change it and then reduce. 24 goes into 36 one time. And we have a remainder of 12. So 1 and 12 over 24. Both of these can be divided by 2. I'm sorry, not 2. By 12. So you get 1 1/2. Notice the division problem was a lot simpler when we reduced or simplified first. Okay, and our last example here, 15 and 9 can both be divided by 3. So that gives you 5 over 3. Now to change to a mixed number, 3 goes into 5 one time, the remainder of 2. So 1 and 2 over 3. And then if you decide to change it to a mixed number first, 9 goes into 15 one time, the remainder of 6. And then 6 and 9 can both be divided by 3. So you still get 1 and 2 over 3. Okay, if you thought this video was helpful, please like it below. Share your comments, questions, requests for other videos below. And to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my channel. And thank you for watching.